Hey, how's it going? Check in for today, and just a couple of updates, really. Things that I realise I haven't noted in these videos, and are kind of relevant because they're sort of steps forward. They're things that are happening in the speaking and corporate part of my business. So the first one was an introduction to somebody who runs a networking event or a series of networking events, and they're having a big networking well-being event in I think it's November, and I was introduced by a mutual friend, and having now had a conversation with the lady, it's looking like I'm going to be doing another sort of 10-minute keynote at the session. Now this is very similar to what I did with the Big Buzz event a couple of months ago, and although it was good fun, I'm looking back over it now, I made some good contacts, but I didn't get any direct business out of it. Now, that's not necessarily to say that it wasn't worthwhile doing, because I genuinely think it was, and I was in front of a lot of people who I know further on down the line may well be able to introduce me to people who are able to say, right, come on, George, let's help us here with our corporate wellbeing programs. But I wasn't too keen on the idea of doing too many of these. However, this one really does appeal to me. It would be another unpaid talk, and it's difficult to use the word only 10 minutes because preparing for a 10-minute talk, I think, in fact, going back now to thinking about the prep work for that 10-minute talk last time, it was out of all of the talks I had, and it was in the middle of a really busy week, or the beginning of a very busy week of talks. And it took me a lot of work to prepare for that. So I never take it for, I never assume that just because it's only 10 minutes, it's not going to be very much work. Although I'd probably use something very similar. We did talk about the whole similar concept of talking about strategic recovery in my 10 marathons story, etc. But the main reason why this one appeals to me in particular is because A, it's over in Reading, in an area where there's lots of big businesses around the Green Park area, and a couple of them actually, one in particular that I've been trying to get into anyway for a little while, but just stalled. And they are also having a number of other keynote speakers who will be at the event from industry, from corporate, who are already doing stuff in well-being at their companies. And so it seemed like a good opportunity, a good way to network and connect with more of these kinds of people. They're already doing it, and that's not to say, I look at that when someone as a company is already doing something with well-being, I don't look at that and think, well, therefore they don't need me. I look at it and think, well, they're already on the right lines, they're already doing stuff, therefore, I want to make sure that I'm in the mix so I can tell them what I'm able to do and where I'm able to help as well. So that's one thing, and that's obviously not till November, but hopefully there'll be some gains there from being on their website, from being introduced to other keynote speakers and other people who are going to be at the event as well. The second thing was something that came through today, which was from BBC Radio Oxford. I've done a lot of work with BBC Oxford over the years, and it's International or World Wellbeing Week this week coming, so starting from tomorrow. And I didn't realise that, actually, that it was World Wellbeing Week. I think it's one of those obviously it's a made-up thing, but I think it's a fairly new thing, and but it's bang in line with what I want to be, with what I'm involved with. It's about corporate well-being, workplace well-being, not just individual well-being. But anyway, BBC got in touch, one of the producers on one of the shows, and said, told me about the World Wellbeing Week. They're doing a lot of stuff, and he's producing on a couple of the mid-morning shows later on in the week, and wants to know if I would be able to help. And they want to do something a bit more interactive than just a general chat. So I had a couple of ideas, and would I be available? So I just emailed back and said, yes, definitely, this is right up my street, absolutely my bag, and suggested doing something with one of the companies that I've been doing some work with as potentially as a case study. So I'll wait and see what he comes back with, and maybe get on the phone and have a chat with him tomorrow. But definitely looks like there could be some radio work later on this week, which would be good, and actually be really good, because I think I'm also in the current issue of Men's Fitness magazine for an article I contributed to a couple of months ago, and now it's just hit the shelves recently. So I need to get a copy of that and make sure that I'm in that, and then I've got this double hitter media. I'm in this magazine, I'm on this radio station this week. Look at me, aren't I great? I jest, I laugh, but it does actually make a difference. It does increase profile, it does increase credibility. It's not it's not so much about ego, but more to say, look, I've been doing stuff with the BBC for years, probably 7 or 8 years. I've been doing stuff with Men's Fitness magazine for about the same length of time. I'm in these publications, I'm on these radio stations. I know what I'm talking about. So that's why I like having a couple of things come along at the same time. But anyway, there's my, I'll obviously keep posted with how that one progresses as well. But there's my check-in for today. Hope you've had a great weekend. As always, give it a YouTube thumbs up, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and check back in again tomorrow for another daily update. Bye for now.